Well, good morning, everyone. And how are you? Hope you're having a great start to your day as you get notified that we're on here, and I'll wait for a moment or two and we'll say hello to our dear followers this morning. Brahim, you're up numero uno. From Oregon, Nativity, Rosa, and Wendy from Alliston. Carrie from Nebraska, Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, Sherry, Michael from Norland, Sandra, Aurelia, Annette, New Brunswick, Curtie, I like that, Dorita, Manitoba, John, our friend in Tucson, he says, Arizona, not in Elgin, Illinois. Julie, Sturgeon, Lisa Maria, Marie, Debbie, good morning. Etta, Kevin from Oshawa, Shelley May, Annette, good morning. Lorraine, BC, wow, early this morning. Louise, good morning. Wendy from Markham, good morning, Wendy. Cindy, Ottawa. Mary, good morning to you. And Susan. And Dorothy. Danny. Lori Lee. Ventura, California. Bright and early there for sure. Mistra, London. And Bruno. And Kevin. Mary Jane. Snowy Connecticut, she says. Saskatchewan, I hear it's been really cold. Brenda. Sharon. Nice to have you on. Gail. Saskatchewan. Claudette. Shelley. Manitoba. Minus 39 with the wind chill. Lori and Brenda and Rebecca from Brantford. Chandra. Brampton, I think. Claudette, Karen, Rita. Good morning, everyone. Diney from Alberta. And Jeannie from Freezing Lively, she said. And is that Nancy? Yes, and good morning to you. Okay, Connie, Louise, I missed someone from Newfoundland there. It went by me. Esther and Janice. I hate to not say hello to all of you. Deb from Detroit. Linda from Alberta and Shirley. Judy. Okay, two more. And then Michelle. Patricia. Here we go. Let's get to our questions, Bill. Good morning. Okay? So the first question up this morning is from Diane. Her niece gets canker sores. Why would that happen? Okay. What causes canker sores? Number one cause of cankers. Okay. Little ulcers inside your mouth. The number one cause is deficiencies. People that get repeated cankers in their mouth, usually, this is my experience, are missing B12, okay, zinc, and vitamin A, okay? So those usually, now sometimes you could have, one of the things that I find is when people use too much mouthwash, and then you are susceptible to canker. Your body needs, and in your mouth, you need bacteria, okay? And don't overclean. It's like overcleaning your house. Don't overclean. Somebody asked me the question about my teeth. Okay, who asked that? Wait a minute. I got to get to it because I kind of laughed when I saw it. Okay, April. You were asking about how do you keep your teeth white? Like that. Well, look, I don't like fluoride, okay? So I brush my teeth with a natural toothpaste and oil of oregano. And the difference between oil of oregano, you see, oil of oregano is God's natural antibiotic. It's a gift. And because oil of oregano is a natural antibiotic, it does not kill your good guys. And even in your mouth, guys, you got a war there. And if you constantly kill your good guys, you're going to get an overgrowth. And it's one of the reasons that people get cankers. It's not acidic foods. Tomato. Yeah, if you already have an ulcer, I guess, and you already have a canker, then yeah, you can irritate your mouth with acidic foods like lemon or whatever. But that's not the cause. The cause is a deficiency. Sometimes food sensitivities, like that are not really allergies per se, but sensitivities. People, because of leaky gut, leaky mouth. Okay? And it's always that balance of good and bad bacteria. Don't over clean. I always get so upset when I see people, they're washing their hands 1,000,000 times a day and spraying everything, including their mouth. And germs. You don't want to live germ-free. You have a built-in immune system that knows exactly what to do. Don't over-clean, including the mouth, okay? So cankers. And what I always did with patients that come in, repeated cankers, I would, I give them B12. I get them eating vitamin S steak in order to increase their zinc and vitamin A. Anytime you think of your eyes, eye gate, nose gate, mouth gate, think of the invisible mask when you're getting vitamin A. And I want you to eat that. You get vitamin A in eggs, meat, and cheese. Okay? Thanks for the question, Diane. Susanna, why do my legs sometimes feel so heavy? Well, that can be a couple of things. Can be circulation. But usually I find that this can be some form of anemia, okay? And heaviness in the legs, not getting enough oxygen. And guys, when I talk about anemia, okay, your blood work, because someone was asking me about, Militia was asking me, what's a good iron level for an adult woman? Well, you can Google that, but I'm going to tell you what, because I don't particularly care when it comes to numbers. I want to know symptoms. And people that have heavy legs are often deficient in heme iron. They're often deficient in vitamin B12. They don't eat enough meat. Okay? Now again, it can be circulation too. Microcirculation, capillaries. But red blood cells bring oxygen. That's their job. They bring oxygen. Hemoglobin attaches to every time you breathe. Your red blood cells go by your lungs and you got Velcro. Velcro is hemoglobin. That's what attaches to your oxygen. And then it gets delivered. from your brain to your toes. Okay, you can't live without oxygen. And you feel heaviness in the legs, usually you got low oxygen. Okay, so you got to correct that. Very good questions. Florence, my son has a fissure. Okay, ointments don't help. Well, I always look at a fissure like that, especially around the rectum or whatever. You look at leaky gut. Usually you have some form, he has some form of a candida, a fungus, probiotics. If you want to make a salve right at it, I like using a Vicks or mentholatum. Put a little bit, open up a probiotic capsule, and you take probiotics internally. You might look at getting on our Candida formula, and then plus open up a capsule, and you don't need a lot of it. Just you can do several applications with one capsule. Put some probiotic powder right on it. Mix it with a little bit of mentholatum or Vicks. Okay, that's what I like doing. Okay, Melissa, Brenda. Too much protein spikes insulin. Is this true? No, it's not true. Okay? Insulin, yeah. Every time you eat, Brenda, every time you eat, you need insulin. Okay? You do. Insulin is a food hormone. And you need it. But the difference is, when you're eating protein is king. Okay? It's the king of the castle. And carbs is the dirty rascal. Protein. Now, it will never spike your insulin. You need insulin because all foods are getting broken down into energy. Insulin's job is to store that. It's the delivery truck to your cells. Okay. But the comparison is protein, you need this much insulin. I mean, a little weensy bit compared to if you have a piece of bread, you need a lot of insulin. And you develop insulin resistance, which I have been talking about all week, by eating crappy carbohydrates. It's carbs, not protein. And I don't mind repeating that because you're going to get inundated by the world that has an agenda. Okay, and let me answer this one right now because someone else, let me get to it. I've got to just open up my computer. Okay, so that Brenda, I'm going to do this two parts. Teresa's asking, okay, and I think, you know what? These are excellent questions. I have to undo your thinking. Well, maybe not your thinking, but the gurus look at, I graduated with a lot of gurus. Okay? And I love them. They got a PhD in nutrition. Smart. But they're indoctrinated by a religion. Okay? Now listen here. Okay? So, Teresa, please explain why and what plant food gurus say about, unlike plant proteins, we were just talking about that, plant and animal protein, it's the king. Animal proteins raise our levels of IGF-1. Any explanation with regard to animal protein and cancer proliferation and malignancy, I would appreciate. Well, so would most people. Because they lied and people died. It's a lie. Okay? Cancer, you know what I say all the time. What does cancer hate? What does cancer love? Cancer hates steak. Hates it. There's no fuel for it. There's no growth hormone from steak. I'm sorry, but there just isn't any. Cancer needs sugar. Yep. Now, I've said that a million times, and if God keeps me on this planet, I will say it another million times. I've said it. I've been consistent. I've never changed my mind, because you're going back, Teresa, and you're going back, Brenda, to the basics, nutrition 101. So let me put it in your court so that you think about this for a minute. And I think this will be beneficial for everyone else. If, okay, let me show you nutrition 101. If the animal kingdom, and they really go after red meat. So let's just say red meat. Think about this. If this was bad for you, why on God's earth would it be the only real source of vitamin B12? Red meat. Oh yeah, but it causes cancer. Well, wait a minute. Think about that, what I'm just saying. If you cannot get B12 other than eating red meat, how could that be bad for you? You can't, look, you're not going to die immediately from low levels of B12, but I'm going to tell you something. It will slowly kill you. And one of the things that will kill first, low B12, is your brain. You need red meat. Chicken's good. Eggs, meat, and cheese. If in the animal kingdom you have B12, you have an iron called heme, Heme, iron, only found in red meat, not found anywhere else. L-carnitine. You know what L-carnitine is? It metabolizes fat. It builds your immune system. Do you know B vitamins, guys? There's not enough B vitamins in the plant kingdom for mice. All your B vitamins. Oh, Dr. Martin, I'm going to take a B complex. Okay, me too. I eat steak. Yeah. 8 essential amino acids. Plant protein, is it good? Yeah, but it's not like animal protein. Not even close. Now, guys, you learn this in your first year of nutrition. But what happens is you get an agenda coming. Okay? And I'm just going to give you an example, okay? We live in Canada, so Saskatchewan. It's January. And yesterday it was minus 35. Okay? Now for my American friends, it's minus 35. Okay, it's almost the same. When you get to minus 40, it's the same. It's stinking cold. Okay? I got a video of my grandchildren out skating yesterday in Sudbury, because you can't do anything else. They don't even want you to go outside. Ooh. It reminds me of my childhood, out on the skating rink till they turn the lights off at 9 o'clock. Frozen feet. But if you listen to the world, they have an agenda, right? And it's called climate change. Now, I don't want you know, maybe you believe in it, maybe you don't. Okay? The point is that everything is about the climate. Right? And fossil fuels are bad. I was telling somebody the other day, thank God for natural gas. How the heck would we heat our places? With a battery? Solar? Anyways, what am I saying? Well, there's a religion out there, guys. It's indoctrination. They start with our kids in school. 24/7. Don't eat meat. It's bad for the environment. Don't, climate. Cows fart. True or false? Cows fart. Can I use that word? And that's carbon. Guys, it gives me a headache. You know what? I go in behind the news. If people start talking to me like that, I go, well, look at red meat. It has this, and this, and that, and this and that. Vitamin A, animal kingdom, vitamin D, zinc, which has become famous because of the virus. You get it in the animal kingdom. One of the reasons, by the way, didn't even mention this with cankers, is people have a lack of zinc. Eat it. When you don't eat enough zinc, you're susceptible to cankers. Vitamin A is only found in the animal kingdom. It's not in plants. Does that make plants no good? No, it doesn't make plants bad. But guys, you need both. K2. How many times have I talked to you about vitamin K2? That's so important to take calcium that you eat and put it in your bones, in your teeth. Okay. I'm glad you guys brought these questions up. I really am, because it gets me excited. Okay. Okay. Can you completely get rid of hepatitis C? Well, I've seen it happen. And what you got to do is aim for the liver. Okay? You have to aim at that liver. It's so important. Because somebody asked a question here too. Let me just get to it. Who asked the question? Oh, Pauline was asking about liver detox and choline. Well, choline you get when you eat eggs, meat, and cheese, especially in eggs. Eggs are very high in choline. Why would you take a supplement of it? Pauline. Is it good for detox? Yeah, it is. But choline does a lot of other things. But you get it from food. You get it when you eat eggs. Choline. You get it eggs, meat, and cheese, but eggs are the number one source of choline. Coming back to hepatitis C. Okay? If your body's unreal, your liver especially it's so made for regeneration, guys. And that's why I aim at the liver. This week I talked to you about the liver being Las Vegas. No, it's not. What happens in the liver stays in the liver. No, it doesn't. It spreads from your brain to your toes. You see, your liver is so important because it's the storage space for fat. Clean the fat up. Do the reset. And you will detox. You will empty your liver in 6 days. 6 days on the road, and I'm going to empty my liver tonight on the 6th day. Okay? No, your liver empties. And that's how you detox it. It's the best way to detox the liver. Okay? Now, okay, where was I here? Okay, so I answered, Chantal's asking, well, Monique and Chantal, I'm going to put this together, okay? Bad case of dandruff. Well, that is fungal, 100% leaky gut, leaky scalp. Leaky gut, leaky scalp. It's candida. It's fungal. Start with the gut. It might take you quite a while. Don't feed the bears. Off the sugars, okay? Don't feed the bears. Probiotics, okay? Cystic acne, 2 things, Chantal. 1, insulin, cut it. 2, 3 things. 2, leaky gut. Cystic acne, you got leaky gut. Fix the gut. Regenerate the gut. Probiotics. Don't feed the bears. 3, okay? Remember that now. And the other one is estrogen. Estrogen is a woman's hormone, mainly, that promotes growth of acne. And when estrogen is too high in a woman, testosterone goes up. Now, every woman needs a little bit of testosterone, just like men, we need a little wee bit of estrogen, but not lots. And testosterone goes up when you have estrogen dominance. And estrogen dominance is always in relationship to the amount of progesterone that your ovaries are producing. And somebody asked me the question the other day, oh, doc, I've had a hysterectomy. I don't have ovaries. Well, God give you plan B. You got plan B. You're still a woman. Even without ovaries. Because now your adrenals take over. And they make estrogen and progesterone. Now, it's always good to keep your ovaries. But if you got plan B, you're still a woman. Okay? Okay, let me keep going. Cellulitis. Any recommendations? Well, cellulitis, I've always said this. Cellulitis is like an epidemic today. It's unbelievable how much cellulitis. I remember in the 70s, I think I saw cellulitis once. I mean, cellulitis can kill you. You get an infection, and then it gets into your tissue, and then you can get sepsis, where it spreads to your blood, and you can be a goner. Why do we see so much cellulitis? I'm going to tell you the number one reason. Antibiotics save your life. Problem is, you get superbugs that are resistant to antibiotics. In the hospital, you get C. difficile. Outside of the hospital, a lot of people are getting cellulitis because the antibiotics have created super germs. They've mutated. And people don't have enough friendly bacteria. They're losing the war. And one of the ways you lose the war is called cellulitis. And it gets into your tissue. You don't have enough good bacteria, so it's part of leaky gut. Antibiotics, leaky gut. Well, they go together in a lot of ways, don't they? Over-cleaning. Over-cleaning. Don't over-clean even your skin, guys. Don't do it. Okay? Good questions. Christine, what are my thoughts on copper and silver supplements? Well, not much. Look, copper, in most multivitamins, you're going to get some copper. Okay? But taking them just on their own, nah. And be very careful with silver, okay? And look, I understand that silver is a natural antibiotic, but you got to be very careful. You're not meant to take a lot of silver in your body. A little bit. I like vitamin A, and I like it in nature much better as natural antibiotics. Okay, Christine? Rosa, polycythemia secondary, that's kidney. Okay, so let me just give you kidney 101. What's the number one thing for kidneys? Water. You want healthy kidneys? Water, number one. If you have cysts on your kidneys, don't feed cysts. Cysts love sugar. Kidneys don't work. It's not salt that they don't work with. Kidneys don't work properly when you insist on eating sugar. It's not salt. They blame salt for what sugar did on kidneys. And the reason you see so much dialysis like that, you want to get in a good investment for the future? Find companies that make dialysis machines and invest in them, because that ain't going away. Like, it's unbelievable how much dialysis there is today. Kidneys are shutting down. Why? Diabetics, sugar. Okay? So that water and the diet, lay off the sugars. That's the key for kidney health. And Sharon, can we take too much of Dr. Martin's supplements? That's a good question. Well, look, if you saw the handful of supplements I take every day, okay? Now listen, the reason we have the private Facebook group, you can ask questions to our staff. If they don't have an answer, they come to me, ask them several times a day. Look, I'm big on, you know me, foundation. You can never, listen to what I'm going to say, okay? Sharon, you cannot out-supplement a bad diet, okay? So your foundation is food. The food pyramid is the okay? And you know me with that. You start with food. Now, am I big on, look, I did the Fabulous 5. Tony Jr. and I, we did a teaching, and I think it's available on our website. Correct me, staff, if I'm wrong, okay? The Fabulous 5. Like, I'm big on therapeutic supplementation. Do I take probiotics every day? Yup. Do I take vitamin D every day? Yup. In the summer I don't. Do I take high DHA every day? Yup. Because I want to keep my brain, see? I'm being proactive. I take Navitol every day, every day, every day. Pine bark extract. Elevates my nitric oxide and blah, blah, blah. Now, many of you need to take B12. Many of you. You don't absorb it. You got digestive issues. Blah, 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 blah. You don't make the intrinsic factor. all those questions. Can you take too many supplements? Well, no. But get the ones you need. So I hope that answers your question. Listen, you got to understand the world, when I say the big pharma, they don't like supplements. That's why you haven't heard much about vitamin D. Guys, if you saw the research on vitamin D and this virus that's been done, you'd shake your head in disbelief that isn't on them. Every once in a while they say something, but not much. There's no money in it. If you're listening to me and you're not taking vitamin D in the wintertime, I don't know what to tell you guys. I didn't do my job. I guess I didn't convince you. If you're not taking probiotics, I guess I didn't convince you. High DHA for me, I'm so convinced. If you see, I read all the research. Guys, there's nothing more therapeutic for your brain and your heart, but brain. Guys, I'm 70, or I'm going to be very shortly. I want to keep going, man. Okay, that's me. I want to be proactive. I don't want to lose my memory. I don't. So, very good question. Can you take too much? Well, I don't know. Carol, is there a connection between endometriosis and food? Well, absolutely. Endometriosis is too much estrogen and a lot of times too much insulin. Remember, endometriosis is a growth. What makes things grow? Not steak, the growth hormone in steak. Oh, I get a headache. It's sugar, man. Insulin and estrogen. Not a good combo. That's what gets endometriosis going. Lori, my esophagus was dilated and given a med, which is a PPI, which blocks B12. Yep. Well, eat low carb, take B12. You have no choice. I personally tell you, and the research is conclusive, it's better to supplement with a sublingual methylcobalamin B12 every day than taking a B12 shot. Now, I'm big on B12. You know that. And B12 shots at one time were the only way really to get B12. And I like that. But they're showing, and I did this in my practice for well over 40 years, B12 sublingual. Better form. Okay? I answered Pauline's question. Andrea, can you explain what is happening in the body of a type 2 diabetic when they experience significant weight loss? Well, weight loss, when you're not trying to get weight loss, Andrea, you got to be very careful, because I am now, just by what you're telling me, and I'm only giving you a general answer, I would be careful for a condition called ketoacidosis. Okay? So ketosis is when your body is burning fat as a fuel instead of carbs, because you're not eating enough carbs, which is good, and you go into ketosis. But you don't want to go into ketoacidosis. That's a different condition. Sometimes doctors confuse that. That's why they're saying you don't eat too much protein. You can damage your kidneys and you're going to go into ketosis, and that's not good. And read the literature. Ketosis, good. Ketoacidosis, when your body starts going after your tissue, including your muscle. That's dangerous. A type 2 diabetes, when they're losing weight, you're going into usually ketoacidosis, not good. Get that checked. Okay? Not good, get that checked. What should our blood sugars be during the day? I don't care. I mean that, I don't. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm not big on monitoring your blood sugar all the time. I want people that are diabetics to put their diabetes into remission. You never cure anything. You cure meat. You don't cure. See this face here? Diabetic written all over it. Okay? Bad genetics. Me and carbs don't get along. I'd be a diabetic in a nanosecond if I wasn't disciplined. Okay? So, Lexi, I don't really care what your blood sugars are during the day. I want to know what your A1Cs are, a 3-month average. I like that because it gives me a good clue. But if you're eating well, I don't care what your blood sugars are during the day. Blood sugar is not important to me as much as your insulin. And I can tell if you're insulin resistant by your A1Cs, your triglycerides, and your HDL. But if you're eating good, you got nothing to worry about, honey. Okay? Good question. April, I answered. My teeth. What supplements does Dr. Martin recommend for HPV? The virus, HPV. Okay, the herpes. Well, herpes, guys, again, is a virus that we all have. It's usually to bed. It's asleep. Don't activate it. From cold sores to shingles to HPV, sexually transmitted viruses. Okay? If someone has that, then you keep your immune system. Again, vitamin A, zinc, probiotics, vitamin D. Keep your oil of oregano. Natural, antiviral, antibacterial, antibiotic, okay? Mononucleosis, mono, virus, okay? So, again, immune. Your little T cells, your Navy SEALs, they need vitamin D. You're a human solar panel. Vitamin D, vitamin D. Vitamin A, we don't talk about it much, but if you eat steak, you got vitamin A. Mono, okay, the kissing bug. That's what they used to call it. Okay? So you build up that immune system. Grace, my grandson, numerous nosebleeds. Well, usually dry. Okay, just usually not enough moisture in the sinuses. Like an 8-year-old is not going to take a Sinu cleanse. I love that oil of oregano stuff. But, you know, use a humidifier. That's usually, okay? It's not always that case, but usually. Carol, does Navital and cortisol supplement have a positive or negative effect on the blood thinner? Well, I really love the pine bark extract has benefits because it protects your blood vessels. If you're on a blood thinner already, then you want to protect your blood vessels. That's why I love pine bark extract. I love Navital. If you're on a thinner, though, cortisol is not going to affect your blood thinner. You're on a blood thinner with your doctor, then you stay away from vitamin K1. Not K2. Eat eggs, meat, and cheese. But K1 will thin your blood even more. Okay? That's in the vegetable kingdom. Be careful. Okay? Salad is where you get K1. Okay, Carol, thank you very much for the question. Okay, guys, I got to take a deep breath. That was fun. Okay. So, now, housekeeping. The private Facebook group, are you in it? Get your friends, get your family. What a community. The Reset book. Have you read it? It's important. Okay? The podcast, the Doctor is in podcast. Download, get your friends, family. Download the podcast. They're going to hear the other side of it, guys. You know, they don't have to, people got a brain. All they're going to hear is that indoctrination. Well, get them to listen to the other side, me. And you know what? Then they can make up their own mind. Okay? They can make up their own mind. If they'll listen. Listen, Linda. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.